Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a repair video I have on 2011 BMW 335i. This is a dual clutch transmission. It's actually considered as a DCT in the transmission. Let me just go over to the information of the car. 1 second. So this is an E93. It's a convertible vehicle, and the transmission. If I go over to parts. I'm going to give you all the information correctly for the vehicle itself. Is the dual clutch transmission GS7D36SG. This transmission got damaged because of he had a small accident that hit underneath the vehicle and it created a hole in the transmission pan. Um, by the time he got home, it was already shifting weird. He towed it to the shop the next day, and then we try. I tell him, okay, well, the first thing we can do for you is try to replace the oil pan, filter, replenish the fluid, and see how it goes. But it didn't even drove for 2 miles when it was already in limp mode and not shifting. So to make the story short, we're installing a used transmission, and since we couldn't get a brand new transmission, I also recommend to replace the dual clutch, the oil pump, and some other parts that you're going to see very shortly. I want to share this with you because it's not really many videos that are actually concise and very focused on the information. They just show a little bit of what you can do, and it's not really good. So things that I want to share first. This is the website for the shop. Again, we are in Bavarian Motor Repairs, Maryland, Capitol Heights. So just look for bavarianmotorrepairs.com and you can set up an appointment. There's the telephone number in there if you guys want to get it. First, quality service and repairs in here, not because I work in here. This is a very nice shop. The way that they treat the customers is, we treat the customers now because I'm part of it, is top notch. You will never get any experience like the one you get here because we want to make sure that you are protected, that your loved ones are protected, and your investment is protected. So we always try to strive the customers to do the correct maintenance. A lot of people don't understand that if you keep doing your maintenance in your vehicles, your car will really last as it should. And you don't have to keep investment in buying cars or do very expensive repairs. If you don't, I mean, there's some repairs that you cannot avoid and they're going to be expensive, but especially if you have BMWs or Mercedes or any other vehicles, but those are part of what is owning a car. Unless you keep, going to the dealer and buying a brand new car every 3 years, and then you will never experience this. But how much are you also losing every time you do that? You buy a brand new car, as soon as you walk out of the door of the dealer, you already lost 20, $30,000. So I don't think that's a very good way. But all right, going back to the repair. Again, this is 2011 335S. Let me just make sure I'm giving you the correct information on the vehicle. As you can see, I already had the transmission completely removed. So yeah, it's a 335S, and this is with the N54 engine. Um, I already tell you what happened with the transmission. I'm going to show you just briefly what I have already done on here. Because I had the phone on the tripod. So I'm going to lower this a little bit so I can take you over here and you can see how this looks as well. This transmission, I don't have a light on my head, so let me get some here. All you need to do is remove the outside bolts and make sure that you follow the sequence of torquing these up because it's very important. If there is 5 aluminum bolts that you will need to replace that cannot be reused, and the transmission just goes in and out of that gear. I'm going to show you on the transmission how is the splines that goes out in here. As you can see, the car is in really nice clean shape. I always seal these air, lines. These are the ones that goes to the cooler. Then I'm going to do the flush and that. Always get the nuts for the exhaust and the gaskets. That's always something you want to do. That is the old transmission right there. And this is the one that we're going to do the repair. So I already got the dual clutch out and I'm going to show you. I'm actually waiting for a tool that to install it to remove. It's actually The new clutch comes with like a little bit of a tool that can help you remove this from, the clutch from here. You're going to have this cover. So this cover has actually an arrow, and I put a mark where it goes exactly. So it has an O-ring, and then this secure ring. Always remove this, and you have to replace the cover because it has a needle bearing inside here, and the seal. I will recommend to replace all this. I always do. I always also, especially if you're going to, do a repair like this, you want to last for long. You want to replace the pump. You want to replace this carrier that comes with this needle bearing and the rings in here. This I also get all the little trays and stuff like that. That the sensor that has to be replaced as well. Um, all right, going back to the clutch itself. In order to get this cover out of here, let's go in order. So you remove this, all you need is just even a pick and a smaller screwdriver, and you can, it's not really that much of a tension. You have enough room to make it like this, and then it comes out. All right, so yeah, you guys are doing that very good. In order to get the cover, the front cover out, I was able to get 3 screws. Let me put my glasses and show you what I did to remove it. Yes, right here, perfect. So this is a 6 mil by 150 thread, and then I put a nut on the back. The reason I did this because BMW gets you to get a special puller. I got this puller from a Mercedes diesel injector puller, so I was able to, just do this, and then, use the motion of the puller to remove. So I'm going to show you on the actual cover where you have the 3 holes. Again, right here, you just thread this in here. You put 3 balls with like that, and then you just come a little bit and do it, evenly, and then you can take it off. Number one, I'm putting again cover and seal new. I'm going to show you in a second all the parts that we have here for this vehicle. But I want to now get the attention on the clutch itself. I might record another video on doing replacement this, and when I have the tool to install, I'm going to show you the tool that is actually necessary because the dual clutch is threaded in here. It's a regular, not a reverse thread, so you need to go counterclockwise to release and then clockwise to install. I will also recommend always to replace this, and you'll see that I have a new right here. So let me put this here so you guys can see what I'm talking about, and can see also the dual clutch. I'm sorry for that shaking. I'm raising the tripod. I even set out the light. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I'm working under the vehicle. I put the shop light that we use, this Milwaukee battery operated lights, and I just hooked it up into the wheels on each side, and I'm working like in my house. Very comfortable. I like to always work very nice and organized. As you can see, everything is in hand. I have all the bolts and all the new parts ready to go right here. That's a new clutch right there. The one you're seeing in here is the old clutch. So that's the one that I wanted to show you. And I have already the carrier right here installed. So I'm going to spin this so you guys can see kind of like the tool that comes with a new clutch. So you need to have this uh, all the way in flush, and you're going to notice because let me take the tool out. So this is the depth. This is not really the correct tool because you need to torque the actual clutch when you're going to install. I mean, to remove, you don't really care. The other tool that I use, I'm going to just flip this around, and don't try to just replace the clutch, just replace the clutch as itself. If you're going in a car like this, you don't want to get short and do a small investment because it's not worth it. Okay, another thing that I forgot to show you. Let me take you over to the repair information before I show you here. Like that, you guys can see that. Sorry, I'm going back and forth a little bit in here, but I think it's very important. Okay, repair instructions. I have it even saved here. So this is the repair instructions. So this is again for the dual clutch. They tell you that you need to get Twin clutch gear, neutral. Oh yeah. Before you remove the transmission, make sure the transmission is in neutral, and then you can also save the data with ISTA-D or ISTA-P, and then you install the new or used transmission, and then you follow um, the installation data. So this is the tool 230400. This is the BMW part number. I found it with Bone Tools. I have it open here. I think this is the one. Yeah, Bone Tool has it, which is a very good quality. It's 189.45 plus shipping, obviously. All right, so you install this one, and the tool has to fit all the way down. And then they also tell you that you need to secure the parking lock lever all the way up, and then put a plastic wire tie, which I have that in the transmission. That's all you need to do. You don't need to hold anything on the back. It's a very light torque. This uses like in between 10 and 20 Newton meters of torque. And they tell you if the holes are not lined up, just use a small pick or screwdriver, and then you can spin the shaft in here, and then try to find all the, all the position, and then you can put the tool all the way in. That's the tool. And then this is a weird term, anti-clockwise. Why they don't say counterclockwise, but I guess it's left loosey and right to tight. And it's approximately 8 turns. You will not be able to pull the clutch out unless you release it like that. So, and then when you install it, just use the same tool, and then go 8 turns and hold it. So the reason I want to show, and I want to share this short video, probably hopefully not too long, is to show you how that actually works. Since I got everything out, I got that tool now full. So this is right here. Let's not hold it. Right. You have to be all the way in with the tool, because otherwise it will not lock it. And that's probably what is happening now. It's actually coming out. So it is removed. Okay, let me take this out. So I'm holding the tool so it doesn't fall down. And this is the carrier that I removed the rear bearing so it doesn't damage anything, because this is the old clutch. So, and let me show you the needle bearing that goes here. You want to make sure that you lubricate all this before installation. And this is gonna have to now be clean, but it doesn't matter. These are metal rims, so it's not a problem. And make sure that you, either way, all this transmission has brand new oil, because I just work on it. So this has inside the dual clutch. I'm going to spin this. Is the thread that the thread is actually in the outside. The thread is in the inside here. As you can see, this can move. Hopefully the camera is catching that really good. So you want to, when you install this, you want to make sure the best is to have the transmission facing upward, and then like this, right? And you can put, this is actually backwards, because this will be the transmission and that will be the clutch. You want to go as straight as possible so you don't damage any of these seals here. But then by holding the tool in the front, you're going to call 8 turns. And this is going to set, again, I'm just going to go by hand. I want to make sure it's coming in, because again, that ring is not in the correct place. And this is what I can, if you have it sideways, it will not trade in, because right now that, since I moved that, little center, is not in the pure center. And with the tool that has the 4 pins, it will hold that a lot straight. Yeah, I can feel that it's fighting a little bit, but now it's threaded in. See, because with the correct tool, it has 4 pins. It will hold that thread, center it. And now we can tie this up. Again, this is going to have to be torque at 20 Newton meters. You see, right now it's locked. That's all you need to do. To release it is the same way. So you all need to do is, again, put the tool in the front, and then you're just going to, with a small, with a wrench, just hit it so it loosens up, and then you spin it like 8 turns. The clutch will not come out unless it's released. So if you start spinning it, you go like 8 turns and you feel that you can pull it out, don't be afraid, just pull it out. It's done. See, this is the same way, just left it loosey, like I said, and that's it. All right, so this is what I want to share, at least for today, because I don't have the tool, and it's already pretty late in the afternoon. So I will do a part two on this one, which will be installing and removing all this pump and all these covers. Let me show you now on the other tray that I have all the parts, and this is actually a little bit of corrosion. It's not really dirty because I see right here, you see all this, and that's brand new. I mean, I just took it off the box from in the bag from BMW. So this is supposed to be an anti, rust bag. Yeah, right. But yeah, either way, so no matter what, this is what it works. On this one, it will be the needle and this in here. So it's not really that important as far as having a little light corrosion in there. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to now take that tool and show you the new clutch, because I can now spin this the other way. Not sure if I am completely on the way. Let me see how much you guys can see. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit this way. Perfect. And then that's where you guys will be seeing what I'm doing. Yes, this is the way the new clutch comes. I already obviously removed it from the BMW box, and they come with this. This is again not an installation tool. It's just so it's in place, so you don't have to be, spinning dry clutches, because this is a wet system. And in order to find the position, so you want to make sure that this is installed when you're having the new clutch. Let me take it out of here. Again, this is the thread is in the inside, and all this is, as you can see, brand new. um, and yeah, you want to leave this in here, install the new tool with the 4 pins, and then remove sorry, start the installation. They always I like, this very much because it's nice and clean. Let me show you what else I have in here. So I'm going to put this right back in place. I keep it on the car so I don't have to be dealing with parts in the floor or anything. Again, this is the front cover, brand new. And all these bags are supposed to be moisture barrier. No, at least not for too long. And this is the metal cover that's right there. I said, I don't know how the used transmission is going to come, so I want to make sure that we get everything. Let me show you also. I got the oil pump. Again, everything is BMW original, and there's actually some of these were a special order from Germany. I have the sensor that refers in there. There's a position sensor for the clutch. Let me get a little closer. Yeah, you guys can see a little bit in there, right? It's just a position sensor, not that important. I mean, to see it is important, but not that important to see. And then I have the lock ring and balls and other things that I need for the front. Not that important to show. But yeah, like I said, everything is going nice and smooth. I always like to keep things protected. This is the way this comes from the factory, since I'm not installing yet. So all this is going to stay here. Nothing is, falling or getting damaged at all. But yeah, this is all I wanted and can share today with you guys. Again, this is dual clutch system, and all those components you can see inside there will be removed. Trying to get a little position. I put a small cash can in there just in case some of the oil comes out. Either way, I'm going to put, replenish that fluid no matter what. But yeah, this pump, this carrier, all that is new. Um, this cover either I have the 3 bolts, and the sensor is right here. So we have a position sensor that reads this gear. So that's it. All right. So again, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are here close to Maryland, Virginia, please stop by, say hi here on Bavarian Motor Repairs, Capitol Heights, Maryland. See you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.